Do you want a small and compact flagship smartphone that is available worldwide yet has a long period of software support? Then consider the Galaxy S24. Small flagship smartphones like this have a special place in my heart. It's a phone that I can use one-handed, yet it packs great performance and actually good cameras that can rival some of the bigger phones. Of course, because of its smaller size, there are gonna be some compromises, and that is why we're going to talk about them in today's video right here. We are reviewing the Galaxy S24 with the build number as shown on the screen here, and the firmware update has still not arrived yet. I can't wait any longer, so we'll just proceed with the review with whatever we have right now. Starting with the design, the Galaxy S24 is practically an iterative upgrade over the S23. It got a little bit of facelift by having this familiar looking shape and size. The one thing everyone told me when they looked at the Galaxy S24 was, oh, an iPhone. And yeah, I can see why many people say that. It does look like an iPhone, but that's mainly because iPhone did it first. I mean, this rounded design makes the phone one of the most comfortable phones that I've held in my hands ever. Because of how I grip the small phone, it just feels amazing. There's no sharp corners digging into my palm, and I can reach the end of the screen with just one hand. This is nice. And also, while many other brands are having supremely thick and big camera bumps, the S24 has a very minimalistic camera design. It's also very thin as well, which is something that I truly appreciate. The screen of this phone is ever so slightly bigger than last year's, measuring at 6.2 inches, but still with a resolution of 2340 by 1080 pixels and with 120Hz refresh rate. Our colorimeter reports 100% of sRGB color gamut coverage and about 87 of DCI-P3 color gamuts. Like what we mentioned for other phones within the Galaxy S24 series, the colors on this phone doesn't seem to be as vivid as before. The delta E number is also very low, even the maximum number is lower than 2.0. Now, because this phone is so small, any bezel is immediately apparent. Thankfully, Samsung shrunk the bezels on all sides and made them symmetrical this time, and this has got to be one of the best looking small phones that we've got currently. But despite being a small phone, the performance is no slouch. Most parts of the world, including my unit right here, is getting the Exynos 2400. And I still can't believe I'm saying this, the Exynos 2400 is actually very competitive. The performance is amazing, and that's also shown in our gaming test as well. We're getting around 40 FPS in Genshin Impact at the highest graphical settings at an increased render resolution of 1755 by 810 pixels, even while it is thermal throttling. The thermal limit is somewhere around 47 degrees Celsius, and it will feel warm to the touch and mildly uncomfortable, but that is still within the safety range. The battery capacity also got an increment to 4000 mAh, and since it has the same screen resolution as the previous S23, we can compare the battery life efficiency of the Exynos 2400 with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. We've compiled everything into these two graphs, and from what I've seen, yeah, the Exynos 2400 is definitely more efficient than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. But the charging speed though, it didn't get any improvement. The small S24 is still only capable of up to 25 watts of USB PD PPS, and it will take somewhere around 70 minutes to charge completely. Now for the software, again, this is something that I don't want to talk much about it because it's the same as the S24 Plus and the Ultra. It is running on One UI 6.1 and it is pretty much One UI 6 but with Galaxy AI features built in, and that's gonna be the same for all three phones. We'll talk about Galaxy AI in another video because it's such a big topic, and I would love to hear some of your crazy ideas that you want me to test as well. I'm interested to do that. And I'm still surprised that Samsung is upping their software update policy to 7 generations of Android OS upgrades and 7 years of security patches. That means if this phone can physically survive years of usage, then you can get updates until the year 2031. Yeah. As for the cameras, they're using the same camera hardware as before, And since the firmware update has not been issued to the S24 series yet, the camera kind of behaves a bit weird, especially during night shots. Currently, it will take good looking pictures in daylight as expected, but I did realize that the white balance is slightly off and inconsistent between all the three cameras. Exposure isn't particularly the best either, and this applies to both the main and ultra-wide angle cameras. This is why I'm waiting for the firmware update, and hopefully this can be fixed. The telephoto camera is actually the best out of the three as it has good exposure control and also good colors. The night shots is, however, the reverse. Both the ultra-wide and main cameras are great here, but this part of the picture is definitely wrong. It's not that bright. And night videos though is the same story as well. It is just too noisy and it just again kind of looks like a high definition CCTV camera. So yeah. This behavior is the same on the S24 Plus and the Ultra, and I can't wait to see how Samsung fixes this issue with the upcoming firmware update. And as always, a few more things to mention here. The Galaxy S24 does have a USB 3.0 port at the bottom, and it has display output via that single port. And of course, Samsung DeX is here as well. It works the same way as the S24 Plus and the Ultra, which is great. It also has double nano SIM card slot, but there is no microSD storage expansion, no audio jack, but it still has IP68 rating, which we have come to expect it from the Galaxy S series for many years in the past actually. And to conclude this review, if you want a small flagship smartphone, then just buy this. I know many people are seething over the fact that Exynos has returned and cannot accept that the Exynos 2400 has improved despite having so much evidence from not just me, but from other reviewers as well. It can compete with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in some aspects, and it's a fantastic chipset. Like what I said in the S24 Plus review, time flows and things change, and the Exynos 2400 has improved. Overall, there's only a few upgrades here and there, and that's about it. I don't think anyone should upgrade their flagship phones every year, so maybe if you're upgrading from the S22, then you're gonna experience a very huge improvement in both performance and also battery life. So yeah, that's all that we have to share with you about this Galaxy S24. I really like this small phone. And of course, it is not the last time that we'll be doing a video about this phone. We have some other videos in the plan as well, so stay subscribed and we'll see you in those videos. Goodbye.